All right. I'm live, and it looks like 2 people came over here with me. Hopefully the rest will follow. I'm not sure why that didn't work. It's pretty weird. 3 people now. We're building up. Here's my pencil. Here's my paper. As you come in, why don't you just chat real quick? Just let me know that there's actually people here. That'd be great. I had quite a few people over at my other streaming area. I have no idea why that was not streaming, which is a bummer because I had that all set up nice. I guess I'll have to do some more reading on that. Anyway, if you happen to have paper with you, that's great. If you happen to have a pencil with you, that's great. If you're just watching, that is great too. I'm just going to start by drawing some robots, get a little bit warmed up while people come in. I don't really know what I'm going to draw, but they will be robots. A cube, maybe something round. Do some heads. See how they come out. Hope everyone's doing all right. I know a lot of people are staying at home and not many people are going out. Maybe this might be something fun to watch or participate in if you feel like chatting and making requests. If you don't know who I am Jason May, and I'm an illustrator. I've been illustrating for quite a few years. You may know me from other circles, like I substitute teach at our local school when I'm not illustrating. So, yeah. Oh, what do we got here? Jacoby and Maya. Awesome. Happy to see you guys here. So I'm just drawing a couple little heads here for those of you watching, getting warmed up, figuring out what I want to draw. Obviously, robots can kind of look like anything. I'm pretty well known for drawing robots. Been drawing them for quite some time. In fact, one of the reasons I started working for Lego Club 8 years ago was because I was good at drawing robots. I no longer draw for Lego Club anymore. They don't have quite as many comics in them anymore. I stopped doing that about 2 years ago, I think. But as you can imagine, being able to draw robots comes in handy if you're trying to draw Lego minifigures. I'm sure you guys have all seen Lego minifigures. So these are all weird little robot heads. How's the video quality? Hey, Devin and Alex. I'm using my cell phone hooked up to my computer because YouTube does not allow you to just use your cell phone unless you have 1,000 followers. And I don't really have that yet because I don't do a lot of stuff on here. But I am trying to do more. I'm not trying to become a YouTube star. I am an illustrator first and foremost. So I don't have a lot of time to mess around with streaming things on the internet. I need to focus on drawing. I am working on a few projects right now, and they are for all ages. That means kids and adults and everyone. I can't talk too much about them, but at San Diego Comic-Con last year, it was announced that I was working on a project called Beamed. That project is still underway. Should be pretty cool. It's got aliens and robots and kids and all sorts of stuff in it. Should be a good time. I good friend Franco is writing it. You guys might know him from Tiny Titans and Encounter and Oh Yeah Comics. I feel like I need to draw a body now. How are we doing over in chat? Still got some kids watching. That's great. I see that there's a few people that I know locally. Rogan, if you're still on there, hello, hello. Sorry again about sending you guys from one place to another. I'm all new to this. Mainly just doing it to give people something to do while they're sitting at home. And I got my kids upstairs and my wife, and yeah, we're all sitting around finding things to do, remote learning. I have my own stuff to do, of course. I'm working on 2 projects right now. One I was just talking about, and another I will probably talk about soon. Probably sooner than later if I'm going to be at home a lot. This guy's got a funny body. Big round body, little head. So does anybody out there have paper and pencils with them? If so, and you're a beginner drawer, if you're going to be drawing some robots, you'll want to just start drawing them out with shapes, and probably from the front. So we'll say that's a head, and we'll make a nice box for the body. It's a lot easier than trying to draw it in 3 dimensionals. See, we got some volume on that. This, we're just going to go right from the front. We'll give it some legs. And usually I draw digitally, but I decided on here I'm going to use a pencil and some regular printer paper that you'd pull right out of your printer. Nothing fancy, just stuff that you like to draw with at home when you don't have fancy stuff to draw with like I do. I have a big fancy monitor that I can draw digitally on. I have a portable workstation that I draw on as well, but most people don't have that stuff. So if you're a beginner drawer, intermediate drawer, any of that stuff, you're probably just going to have a number 2 pencil. You're probably just going to have some paper laying around, which is fine. So I'm curving my lines a little bit on these arms just to make them look like they're 3D, but we're still going to concentrate on making it straight on. So we're looking straight at the robot. Let's give him some round eyes. So we've got circles, squares. Those are pretty easy. And then we're using some lines to make the arms. Boop, 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 boop. Sound effects always help when you're drawing. We're going to do some claw hands because those are easy, just to have circles. His hand's in front of his leg a little bit. See, it's going over it. That's fine. Just makes it look like it's over it. And then what we can do is we can draw some rectangles and then round off the nose. Round off the tip of that foot. Rectangle. Those are easy. Round off. And then you got a robot. And then you can go crazy. You can add a mouth. It can be happy. It can be kind of confused and scared like my robots usually are. I don't know why they are, but they are. Give him some things sticking up the side of his head, and maybe an antenna. A lot of people think robots need antennas, but I mean cell phones don't have antennas anymore, but we'll ignore that because antennas are pretty fun. So you can go the C-3PO route, put some lines down it like this, or you can give them a little bit of character, give them a little bit of pupil. I think C-3PO actually has a little bit of pupil. And I always enjoy adding some sort of chest decoration, which can really be anything, but Usually I make it some sort of meter or like squiggly lines that maybe oscillate and wiggle. Maybe like a gas gauge type of thing. Check out its voltage, see how high it is. It's a little low. Maybe it needs to be charged. I don't know. So there we go. There's a robot. I'm going to keep him right there where you can see him. Hopefully. Stay. Stay right there. There you go. Can you still see him? And I'll take out another one. We'll do some drawing. In case any of you guys are finishing this guy up, or if you're drawing your own, that's cool too. If you are drawing your own, you can tag me on Instagram at JasonMayArt, or let's do hashtag JasonMayDraw, and I'll come check things out on Instagram later. So hashtag JasonMayDraw. I'm just kind of thinking of all this as I go along here, but I think that might be a good way to interact and maybe get you guys back here when I draw something else. But we'll stick with robots unless I see somebody over in this area suggest something else. If anybody would like to ask me, how did you draw this? How did you draw that? Please let me know, and I can just sit down. For example, if you were trying to draw a robot and you wanted it to have a cylinder head or a cylindrical head, here's how I draw a cylinder. 2 ovals, and you just connect them like this. Nice thing about cylinders is you can pretty much make anything with cylinders. So I'm going to make a cylinder robot. Now that I've talked about it, I'm just going to make one. So he's going to have a cylindrical body. I'm drawing him tiny this time. And I'm going to put the cylinders sideways for his head. Or her head, I don't know. Whatever's head. And I'm just going to bend the cylinder out a little bit on the ends. I don't know where this is going. We'll see. Arms. Arms are pretty much cylinders anyway. Usually you have one for your upper arm, which is your humerus, and one for your lower arm. Call that your forearm. It has a radius and ulna bone in it. Being an illustrator, I have to know a lot of anatomy if I want to draw animals or people. Hopefully the video is coming in decently clear. Does it look okay, guys? So now he's got 2 arms. I'm going to lengthen this a little bit. He's going to have a pelvis. And then we'll stick with cylinders for legs too. So we're going to put one sort of down like this to hold up the brunt of his body, and one out this way. Because this is how this guy likes to stand. So this is pretty much similar to a person's proportions. Unlike this fella here, I mean, I'm sure there are people who have incredibly tiny legs and a big torso, but probably not to that extent. So here's our robot. I'm just going to give him some little hands here. These aren't cylinders, I apologize, but the rest of them is pretty much cylinders. I'm now going to take my eraser and I'm going to lightly attempt to lighten up my lines a little bit, because I want to add details and they're not all going to be in here. Now, if you have a window and it's sunny out, I know it's raining here in Rhode Island, you can take this, put it up against the window, and trace. I have a light table for that, but I don't know where it is right now. I also have fancier erasers that makes this a lot easier, but I'm going to show you this because I know a lot of kids, a lot of adults they erase like this, and you can see it. See all those smudges and everything? Yeah, who cares about those smudges? Don't worry about them. I'm gonna grab another pencil with a sharper tip. You probably have a pencil sharpener, I do too, but I'm not gonna waste time sharpening on you guys. All right, should I give this guy some big eyes, tiny eyes? Maybe the eyes should be over here. These are the decisions you have to worry about when you're illustrating. They're tough decisions. I'm gonna go out here like a hammerhead shark. So here's his eyes. I just made them 2 different sizes. Let's try to fix that. It's not the end of the world if it's not perfect. If you're learning how to draw, never worry about that. Even if you already know how to draw, don't worry about that. Draw better next time. Just keep going. It's kind of good advice for pretty much anything. So he's got these eyes. I'm going to make this guy smile. There he is. Don't really have anywhere good to put antennas, I don't think. Maybe up here somewhere. No, I'm not feeling it. So we'll just stick with that. I'm going to give him eyelids, lower eyelids, so he can look off, squinting into the sunset, or wherever he happens to be. Let's see, what else can we do with these cylinders? I'm going to add some circles to these cylinders in between all the joints, which is going to help me figure out what's going on with this guy. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to keep a line right here. That. He's looking pretty cool. I feel like I want to put some lines here because we bend at our waists. It'd be unfortunate if this robot couldn't bend down and pick stuff up. What if he dropped something on the ground? What would he drop on the ground? I don't even know. Hopefully he's just living his life. Hopefully he's not like a butler or anything. But I suppose eventually robots will have to pay their own way as well. Somehow. Who knows? So this all-cylinder robot has turned into a robot that has circles, which most of us can draw circles, right? Circles, squares. So we've got cylinders, we got some circles. Putting them all together. Looks pretty cool, right? A lot of my students, when I substitute teach, have seen me draw a little bit at least. I don't think they know how much I do actually draw, or the fact that I draw for a living. It's always kind of funny. One of my rules is if Mr. May can't draw and walk around and talk to you guys, and you're too loud, then that's a problem. If I can't draw, you can't read. So I'll sketch, and then I'll walk around the class, sketch here and there. I like to draw on Post-it notes when I'm at school. Sometimes I leave them around the school. I'll draw a little robot head. I'll leave it stuck to a wall. Something fun to do. So right now I'm just drawing a couple shapes. Any shape you can really make three-dimensional by drawing it twice, a little bit off, and then adding some lines. We're all familiar with drawing cubes. We all draw cubes all the time, right? But it works with just about any shape. So got this S shape. Draw it again. I'm probably not going to get this perfect. It's probably going to be better than a lot of people because I do this all the time. That's what happens when you do things all the time. If you play baseball all the time, you're going to get good at baseball. You may not become the best, but you'll get good at it. You skateboard, you're not going to get any better not skateboarding. The more you skateboard, the better you get. So let's see. So we did a cylindrical robot. Hello from Sweden, yes. Excellent. Sorry if that was too loud. I know my mic can pick things up pretty loud. Hello, Robert. Happy to see you. How's the lag over there in Sweden? Pretty good? All right. What should we draw next? Definitely going to do some more robot action because this is working. Oh boy, the Swedish lag is real. I know that there is some lag on this because one of my friends helped me set this up last night and test it. And he was typing after I spoke, and it was a good 10 to 15 seconds. Oh, hello, Lily. Does Lily have any paper? Does Robert have any paper? I'll teach you how to draw robots, Robert. So, all right. I'm going to draw my character from Robotic Madness, which was a webcomic that I had back in 2006. I think I started it. I cannot remember. But I had to stop because I started working for Lego. And I couldn't keep up with it. So I need to get back to that book at some point because honestly, it's almost complete. Probably will not come out on the web, but I don't know for sure. I haven't decided. But I have not drawn Gark in a long time. That's the name of this robot. This is Gark. He's got 4 teeth. He's got something on the side of his head. I believe it is a circle with an antenna. I don't know what those are for, but he has them. And he has a neck and a square body. I try to keep him pretty simple. Now, another thing you can do, if you have one, is after you draw, you can grab yourself a pen or a marker and outline your drawing. And I'm sure if I do more live events, I'm probably going to repeat a lot of this stuff. But it may become more robust or simpler depending on what kind of comments I get. So now I got Gark here. Hello, Gark. I always put these little excited things next to my robots. Something I've done for probably 20 years. I'm remembering now that this is not a rectangle on Gark. He's got 3 buttons. No idea what those buttons do. Maybe we'll find out one day. I don't know. But let me see. Odds are you guys have one of these laying around your house. No, Sharpie did not pay me to do this. I just know that people have Sharpies laying around. And this is the only one that I could buy the other day. It actually has a fine point on the back of it, which is kind of cool. But here's the normal one that we're used to. Look how clean that is. Usually they're all beat up and worn out, but I've barely used this one. So, with that being said, I'm going to outline my cylinder bot. And it's not going to look awesome because I am using printer paper and a Sharpie, and that's fine. This is what it looks like when you use these materials. And if it's all you got, it's all you got. It's perfectly fine. Again, I said this earlier. I see I've got more people here. I'm just using normal supplies that you find around your house right now because I know a lot of people are home trying to think of something to do. With any luck, a few of you guys will watch this today and spend the rest of the day drawing stuff on printer paper with Sharpies and number 2 pencils, because that's all I had when I was younger, and it was fun. In fact, I usually only had a black marker and maybe one color. I don't know why that was, but most of the time I only had one marker. Maybe it was just markers that I liked. Who knows? I was a kid. But I had a great time laying on the floor, watching my favorite cartoons, and drawing just like this. So I think we'll probably draw another simple one after I finish outlining this guy. And then after you practice for a long time, you can just take a marker and just start drawing stuff with a marker. I know, it sounds crazy. Most people don't feel comfortable drawing with ballpoint pens or anything like that because they're worried that they're going to make a mistake. And I know I sound like Bob Ross right now, but mistakes are fine. Mistakes lead to better things. You learn every time. And sometimes your hands don't do what you want them to do, or sometimes you hit a little bump in the surface and your line gets messed up and you want to crumple up your paper and get rid of it and start over. But if you're not getting published in a magazine, I wouldn't worry too much about it. And even then, send it to your editor. They might not notice. I've done it before. Got very upset about how I drew something. I said, oh, this looks terrible. I sent it to my editor and they were very happy with it. So everybody has their own opinion. Yeah. See, now he kind of stands out more. He's a little bit easier to see. Can you please slow down a little bit on the next drawing? Absolutely, Tara. What would we like to draw? Let's do an easy one again. So this is good. I like when people comment because I don't know if people are drawing along. I don't know if they're just watching. Obviously, someone with Tara is drawing, which I love. So let's do a nice slow one. Nice, slow, simple one. How's that sound? All right. We're going to do another easy one. Oh, sorry about that sound. We'll do one like this fella here. And we'll use circles and rectangles and maybe some triangles. I haven't used any triangles yet. So if we can draw a circle, if we can draw a triangle, and if we can draw squares or rectangles, this one's for you. All right. So I'm going to do a circle for a head. So we'll start with that. Oh, you should tell Jason Jr. to get off of Minecraft and do some drawing. All right, so we have a circle for a head. And I think we will do, my immediate thought is to do a triangle for a body, but I feel like that's just going to turn out terrible. At least the way that I'm thinking of it. So we are going to do a rectangle. And you guys could probably hear some bumping around upstairs. Those are my kids because, like most of you, we are all home. Nice and cozy in cramped quarters. Hopefully it'll stop raining and we'll be able to go out and do some stuff. All right. Next, it's going to be a little tricky because we're going to bend a rectangle. So here's what a bent rectangle looks like. Okay. So we'll bend that leg out this way. And we'll bend this leg out this way. Now these legs remind me of either of my friends here, Art Baltazar. If you haven't seen his drawings, they're great. Or Chris Giarrusso and his G-Man books are also really good. He tends to draw poses kind of like this. So we've got a couple bent rectangles. And if your rectangles look like this, or if they look like this, that's great too. There's nothing wrong with that. The more you draw them though, the better they'll get. Or maybe you like them this way. Charles Schulz, the artist of Charlie Brown, a lot of his waves were his lines were wavy for reasons, but either way, he kept at it, even though he had to do it that way. And we'll draw another arm the same way, but just a reflection of that arm. So now we have a circle, a rectangle, and 4 bent rectangles. How are we doing on time here? I was planning on drawing till about 12, so we've got about 20 minutes left. So we'll go through a few more things here. All right. So I'm going to erase this line and kind of bend this line a little bit. So now it looks like a circle's coming out of our rectangle, kind of meeting together and joining. And then I'm going to draw another circle a little bit off center. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give it a screen for a face, like Eve, or is it Eva, from the movie WALL-E. We're going to give her that style face. There's a lot of robots throughout the years that have screens for faces, but that's the most well-known one, so I'll use that as a reference today. I'm also going to put some circles on the ends of the arms. And actually, I don't know how well this will come out, but I'm going to put circles on the feet too. How does that sound? So I'm going to erase that line again like I did on the head. I'm going to do it with the legs and the arms. Move this more towards the center here. Need more circles, Rob, huh? Now, with the feet, I'm just going to add these little circles like this, because now this robot can roller skate. I gave it some wheels for feet. I thought that'd be pretty cool, right? And then I'm going to do the same thing we did earlier with this guy. I'm going to put some lines in the legs. You can start doing that right now. Remember, you can also do them this way. Straight's fine too. Oh, I should do my legs. Just a reminder, if anybody feels like posting their robot sketches from this live broadcast, hashtag it Jason May Draw, and I'll take a look at it. Even if you draw all day and it's not during this, and you draw your own robot, why don't you hashtag it Jason May Draw, and I'll go check it out. It'd be fun to do that. It'll give us all something to do. Surfboard wings. Could probably do surfboard wings. Let's see, surfboard wings. So if this is the middle of our robot, our surfboard wings would come out like this. And we'll draw it right through the body just to make life easier for ourselves. And then we'll erase these lines. All right, surfboard wings. I just noticed I didn't use any triangles yet. I said that I was going to use triangles. These are out of my shape list, Robert Nelson. But I'll put them in anyway. And here we'll get weird with them. I'll actually put fins on them. Here you go. Here's a triangle. I don't know how those would work in outer space, but now he's got surfboard wings. How's everyone doing on that? Here, I'll zoom it in a little bit. All right. You are welcome. So maybe you want to plan out what kind of facial expression you want on your robot. Maybe they're mad. Is this a mad face or is this a confused face? I'm not sure. Maybe they're programming with bad. Maybe that'll be it. Angry probably would be like this. Or even if you wanted to do a mouth like this, might be good. But again, these are just suggestions. Maybe your robot's making a sad face again. My plan was to make a happy face. Why is this robot so upset? Maybe your robot is making a cute happy face like this. Mine might end up like this. I don't know why I went for the negative so much. Maybe it's really happy and it's squinting a little. So I think I'm going to go for this face, and I'm going to put that in right now if you want to put your face in, those of you who are drawing along. And you can put it up high, you can put it down low. I think I'm going to put mine down low because it tends to make things look cuter. like babies. Babies have small faces on giant heads. I might do this too. Yeah, there we go. I like that. How's everyone's faces going? Pretty good. All right, I'm gonna add a triangle because I said I would. So right here we have a triangle. And then we'll do the hands really easy. We're just gonna put little lumps for fingers. Make it nice and easy. And now, I mean, your robot can have as many fingers as you want because let's be honest, this robot doesn't really exist. It's just for us. Boom. No, you're welcome, Tara. And I gotta put buttons on it. Some sort of buttons and knobs. And maybe a torso so that this robot can spin around its torso. All right. So when I'm at conventions, I get a lot of commission, which is cool, but sometimes I don't. And I sit around and I draw, and you know, that's what people do. They come by my table while I sit there, I draw, they talk to me, and we talk about comics, and we talk about movies, and we talk about all kinds of things, and I end up with piles of drawings left over at the end. So I thought a live stream like this would be very similar to a convention, especially since the conventions are all getting canceled. I am supposed to do Mohegan Sun at Terrificon this year, and I'm supposed to do Plastic City Comic Con this year. I don't know if those are going to happen. They're both in August, so fingers crossed. We'll still do those. But I hope you guys enjoyed doing this today. I know I did. I'll try to do it again soon. I will try to figure out why I couldn't start the other feed so that things are easier for everybody. We hope you do this again. I will try to do it again. And I'm going to try to get another webcam, or a webcam, I should say, since I don't have one. I have them on my laptop, but it's very difficult to point them at my work area. But webcams are very difficult to get right now. I assume it's because people are working from home. They're also very expensive. One that I was looking at earlier that cost $50 now costs $200. So we'll see. Hopefully I will upgrade my setup and things will get better. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up this robot baby giraffe llama thing here. If you could subscribe and click on notifications so that the next time I do this, I get a nice hunk of people again making suggestions, that'd be awesome. I do enjoy helping people draw and teaching them here and there. So also, if you have any questions about your own artwork, feel free to contact me, jasonmay.com. You can go there and ask me questions. I'm around and I'm available. So Instagram is at jasonmayart. If you want to send something my way or want me to see it, Jason May Draw hashtag would be good. I'll check out your stuff. And I think that's about it. Like, subscribe, notifications, all that good stuff. At Jason May Art. Same with Twitter, at Jason May Art. Hashtag Jason May Draw with anything that you do involved with this channel, I guess. I don't know. This is all new to me. So anyway, thank you all for coming, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Good luck.